All right. I could tell you about the difficulties with mountains and hills, but we'll have to leave that. And if you look at page 65, I don't want you to think of this as a trip that's all about bloody feet and snowstorms and rainstorms and hills and mountains. Most of it was good, and most of it was good because the people were good, especially in Pennsylvania and the Midwest. Not so much in New England and New York, not so much in California. Where were we? Oh, okay, and this is Meadville, Pennsylvania. Turns out the way we funded the trip is, I think I mentioned to you, I had a dozen newspapers across the country. And we write stories and file pictures and stories for them every week. When people knew we were coming, we would get great receptions. People would have parades for us and dinners for us, and people would be walking with us. But the best thing they did was they would tell us about their area. I found so many places that I would have walked by just by having somebody say, "You got to look here. You got to look there." The Grand Canyon of Pennsylvania. Would have walked right by it. Would have seen the signs at Grand Canyon of Pennsylvania over there. Never would have gone in. But the folks in Wellsboro took us on a little tour around the area and showed us all the sights there. The fishes at Lake Pymatoonie. Never. It's about a half mile down the road from Lionsville. But never would have noticed them if the people in Lionsville said, "You got to go see these fishes." So that was the best thing. I just wanted you to, it was a wonderful, wonderful experience all told. Now, I tell you a little bit, actually there's three parts to this, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the making of the book. There are three of us involved, myself and Travis, the photographer, and there's a third person. Her name is Lou, and she was the designer of the book. Now, because we had three people, there was usually no problem with disputes, because it was always 2 against 1. And of course, I always felt it was those 2 against me. And there's some truth to that, because they're both the visual people, the designer, graphics designer, and the photographer, and here I am, the words person. Well, anyway, so but we rarely have any difficulties with disputes. And when Travis and I didn't like a design or the pictures that Lou had picked for the book, we'd just say, well, could you try something else? And she'd always say, yes, sure. If you look at page, where are we? Page 68. Now, I should tell you that every chapter of the book is a state, or every state is a chapter, whichever way you want to look at it. And every chapter has an introduction that tells a little bit about our version of the state in pictures and words. Now, when Travis and I looked at this introduction to Ohio, we both had the same reaction when we saw that roller coaster picture. It's a great picture. It has people, it has motion, it has color, but it doesn't say anything about Ohio. We like the pictures in the introductions to say something about the state that we're going to talk about. If you look at the picture on the opposite page, even if it didn't have that, Ohio sign, you'd get some sense of what Ohio's like. So we said to Lou, could you give us a different picture there, something that has a little bit more of the flavor of Ohio? And for the first and only time, Lou said, no, I like this picture. Well, I was pretty surprised. So I said to Lou, why? What's so special about this picture? Now I'm going to ask you a question, and just like the gentleman before, if you know the answer, don't shout it out. You don't have to write it on a thing. I'm not going to charge you 25 cents if you get it. So anyway, so I said to Lou, what's so special about this picture? And she said, don't you see it? I said, see what? And of course, I'm not a graphics person. Does anybody think they know, without saying it out loud, just hands? I don't see any hands. I didn't see that. I see 2, I see 3, but she was the first, and she was certainly the most vigorous. So
what do you say?
What? Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, 2 O's.
2 O's. Okay, you got half of it. You got. Now comes the really tricky part. Usually, about half of the people get that. I did not, of course. there's something else about it, and you're gonna need a hint, unless, the only people who generally get this part, artists, graphic people, that sort of thing, designers, architects, or middle school students. For some reason, middle school students get it. There's something else about that that made her think Ohio. Now, the O's are for Ohio, and here's the hint, oh, go ahead.
Doesn't look like an eye, does it?
It does not. Good try, though.
Eye in the middle.
What?
Eye in the middle.
Oh, great, great. Are you a middle school student?
Yeah.
He never got beyond that.
He got it. That's tricky. I really, yeah. Usually I have to give people a hint before they get it.
Where is it?
You got it. It's high. A roller coaster is high. So you have O, I, O.
Okay.
Okay. So that's what Lou saw. And of course, us normal human beings don't have a chance with that. And so I said to Lou, people aren't going to get that, especially if they're just thumbing through a book, not looking for, a test here. So I said, you should give them some kind of hint, like put H-I in the middle of the two O's. She said, no, she'll get it, because she's a good graphics person. What she sees in her mind, she thinks everybody sees. So I said, you really should give a hint, and she said, no. So we left it that way. Now, if you look at the bottom of the page with the roller coaster, or the opposite page, and with the roller coaster, you'll see she actually did relent and give a small hint, which would still never be enough for most people. So that's a little bit about the making of the book. Now we can start our trip across the United States. How much time do we have?
I'd say probably another 10 minutes.
10 minutes to go across the U.S. Okay, good. Thanks.